everybody, and welcome to this week's video. Today I'm talking about art block and how to get over it, how it affects me, and just all of that wonderful stuff. I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I'm doing with this art also. That's going to be closer to the end of the video. So about art block is basically just a lack of motivation to draw, or not really knowing what to draw, or not wanting to draw, or you aren't motivated, and so you don't feel like doing anything. And I don't experience this a lot, but it's also hard for me to tell when I'm in an art block, because there are times where I don't really want to draw, and I'll go like a week without drawing, but I don't see it as an art block, even though it sort of is, because the reason I didn't draw was because I was unmotivated, but I usually neglect to see it as an art block until it's already passed, so it's kind of hard for me to realize that I'm in one and that I need to get out of it. But a lot of times artists go through this, especially whenever they have just worked on a big project or they are really, really stressed. Some people it's the opposite, and they get even more excited after a project, or whenever they're stressed they like to cool down with art. But for me, whenever I'm super busy, or if I've just drawn a lot lately, I don't really want to do it, and I kind of go for a little break. And kind of the best ways to combat art block is to just draw anyways, whenever someone is bothering you, usually you do like the opposite of what they want you to do. And so art block wants you to stop drawing. It just wants you to, sit in your bed and do nothing. But you can combat this by actually forcing yourself to draw. And it can kind of be a pain in the butt sometimes, trying to force yourself and try and force art out of you, especially if you aren't feeling that it's the greatest type of artwork. Like, that happens to me a lot. Like, after I create a really bad piece, I don't really feel like drawing for a while. But honestly, I have a really, large pieces of paper, and I will just draw anything that comes to mind, say a sword, or a teddy bear, or a book, or a portrait of someone, or like a cat, you just, whatever pops up into your brain, whether it's an object or person or a landscape, you just need to draw it. Or there are plenty of websites that have drawing prompts, and plenty of websites that have figure drawing, and so whenever I'm in an art block, I just push and push and push myself to draw anyways, and combat that in a way that can be productive. And even though it kind of sucks sometimes, it really does help, and it helps me get into the swing of things, and it gets me back into a creative mood. Oh, sorry, my cat just moved around. He was in my lap, and then he left. So there is a lot of controversy about art block, whether it even exists, and I think it definitely does, but I feel like it shouldn't stop you from creating, even if it is really hard, But I mean, of course, you can take a break. Like, you can take a week from drawing and then get back into it later, although it may affect your art. You may not be as good as you were because you haven't been practicing as often. Just don't let yourself get discouraged by that. If you aren't exactly in the same place, then that's okay. And you're seeing me right now. I'm going to cut out this artwork, and I'm using it as a cover on one of my sketchbooks, because I don't really like painting my sketchbooks anymore. I found out I don't really like acrylic painting, so I just decided to draw and then put it on there. So that's another thing about art block. Usually getting new art supplies helps me out a lot, and I had new art supplies to work with whenever I made this cover. So yeah, that's basically all I have to talk about art block for this week. I may get into it in later episodes as well. If you guys want to know more tips and tricks, or if you guys just want to know anything about my experiences with art, feel free to comment down below, because I like having topics to talk about in these videos. I think it's kind of fun to get another person's view on things, and I would love to hear y'all's responses. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you next week. Bye.